Alright everybody, welcome to your first video with the Kindle optimization series. Now, I told you that I was going to create a video on every single concept inside of this book because there's different learners and everybody has a different way of learning. So I want to create an environment and an experience and transparency that is just awesome for you. So let's get right into it. The first section of the book is highly paid author habits. I'm just going to briefly touch on every single one of these. The first one is having a means to record. And it's important, and actually, no, it's imperative as a writer and a author that you have a means to record your ideas. You never know when these ideas are going to pop up. We have 60,000 thoughts a day. Out of those 60,000 thoughts, I'm sure you have 1,000, maybe $1 million, maybe $1 billion idea that you can write down and act on today. But guess what? You won't know unless you record. So what I want you to do is grab your phone, grab a piece of paper or a pen right now, or even a notebook or whatever your way is of recording, and shove that thing into your pocket. If take rip a sheet of paper off and put it in your pocket and a pen, and whenever you have an idea, just pull it out and start writing on it. If you want to record, pull your phone out and start recording on it. Just have a means to record, okay? You get the point. The next one is innovation. You need to be in the constant innovation stage. Don't write one story and get stuck there. While you're writing your story or while you're writing your nonfiction book, innovate, build off of those ideas and start writing more ideas down, okay? So if you have a book on weight loss, well, the next book might be on how to exercise or appropriate diets or when you should be eating or superfoods for your exercises, okay? Those are all books that can be included inside of a series. The next one is discipline. You must be a disciplined writer. When you wake up out of the bed, you must wake up with the intentions of stretching first, doing what you have to do to wake yourself up and energize yourself, and then get right over there to the computer and start writing. If you're not doing this, you're not going to make it far in the author community. It's just plain and simple. As a Kindle optimizer, your whole goal is to publish books onto Kindle. The only way you can publish books onto Kindle is if you discipline yourself enough to sit down and write in your writing blocks, as we're going to cover later in a different section, but discipline yourself to write, okay? All right. So the next one is convey your message, and we're going to touch on this later as well in the crafting your outline section of the book. But you need to convey your message and not deter from your message. Don't talk about one thing and then segue into a whole another one. You could be talking about cutting lawns and then talking about a car accident. The two have nothing to do with one another. So you need to stay focused on what your message is, okay? If you're bringing faith to the table, then belief ties into that. They both coincide with one another, right? So the next one is read. This is a very crucial habit to highly paid authors. You must read. If you're not reading, you're not gaining ideas, you're not stimulating your mind, and there's not much going on in your mind. I'm sorry. If you're not reading, then you're not able to get other people's reading styles and also cultivate your own. Reading is also important because you want to look for authors that have a similar writing style to yours and not necessarily copy them, but emulate them and model after their success. The key here is not to reinvent the wheel, but to model success and bring that success to our side of the table, okay? The next one is a very obvious, highly paid author habit, and that's just simply writing. Like I said before, if you're not writing, you're not making money. You're not bringing money to the table. The whole key to publishing on Kindle is writing. We so many times we look at the books on there and we're like, "Oh, I can so do that." And then we sit down and get ready to do it and it's like, "Oh, we have to actually put some work in. We actually have to move our fingers across the keyboard." Yes, you have to move your fingers across the keyboard and start writing. So whatever your way is, if you're writing on paper, do that and translate it over to the computer. If you like recording, do that as well and then translate it over to the computer. But the simple way is just to open up your Word document, put a title placeholder there, and just start writing, okay? The next one is building relationships. This is absolutely key as well because building relationships is very important inside of your Kindle publishing business. You can't go in this solo. I mean, you can go in this solo, absolutely, but you need a community. You need somebody supporting you in those hard times when days are rough and you just need somebody to hold you up and to support you, okay? There's going to be days where you just don't feel like writing. Then you can talk to somebody else who is so in the mood and just energized and just ready to write, and they can boost your energy and your confidence actually in your writing and your self-esteem all at the same time and your attitude. What a bonus! So build relationships, get to know other authors. You can do that by joining Facebook groups and other forums, and we'll mention that and talk about that later on as well. But those are the highly paid author habits that you need to develop if you want to be a highly paid author. Okay? So thank